Broadcast. I want to welcome everyone to Global Markets Radio Daily Recap YouTube. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. Friday. Thank God it's Friday. March the 11th, 2011, 4 p.m. Eastern. What a day. What a day. This was turning out to be a huge day. And then, of course, no soup for us. Stock market exploded. Dollar reversed to the downside. Aussie with a sick outside candle. And, of course, if you don't know by now, I know what planet you're on. Japan had one of the worst earthquakes in its history. 8.9 magnitude. Massive earthquakes, secondary earthquakes occurring as we speak. Tsunami went through Hawaii. But apparently they were unscathed. Northern California got hit the hardest, I think a 6-foot tsunami wave. Just a horrible situation. Horrible. And if you've been a listener of mine for a long time, you know that basically this is all part of the plan. This is, signs that more catastrophes are coming. The alignment, it's coming. X factor, solar flares coming. And you need to move away from major, in my opinion, you want to move away from the shores because it's going to get worse, people. I mean, we had New Zealand, and which was terrible, and now we have Japan. And what's amazing is, when you think about it, remember, a couple of days ago, we had 2 earthquakes in Japan back-to-back days. So the warning signs are there. Should you live in an area that gets an earthquake, you want to get the hell out because it's coming back, the big one. And I really fear for people in California. I know I've been saying this for a while, but really, people, you really feel safe in California? You really got to look to get out. Sorry. And we saw a violent move in the end. Some people blaming Dennis Gartman on it, saying that they got to repatriate funds. It was an obvious play, and the stock futures were down huge. We got down to what? Last night on the news, this is the spike down. It happened about 1 o'clock in the morning. This was the futures melting down, 1292 down to 1278. So we had a yen explosion. Now you would say that, well, New Zealand dollar went down, but the Japanese have a ton of money in the U.S. The Japanese, it's repatriation. It's the end of the year for them at the end of this month. Plus, this is going to cost tens of billions of dollars, if not more. Heaven forbid nuclear cleanup if something happens with that. And, of course, the day of rage was the day of nothing. Zero. Nada. So I think that partially contributed to the rally. Lots of talk about QE3 now. This is going to be, Japan's going to borrow more money now, more stimulus. Listen, you can make a case that, wow, look at all the rebuilding that's going to happen in 2012. Let's just hope that there's not continued disasters of this type, which in my opinion there will be. And again, this is all part of the prophecy, all part of things that have been written in the past. It's crazy. It's all happening right in front of your face. You want to deny it? Go ahead. Be my guest. But this is not good. But yeah, if there's no more major disasters, let me tell you, the Japanese rebuilding, what a boom for Australia. Right? They're going to buy more natural gas from them. They're going to buy everything from them. New Zealand. And everyone's going to be helping them rebuild. They certainly can. I would think the U.S. is going to benefit too. They're going to buy more. They're going to actually import cars probably for the first time ever. Net versus export. So lots of cross currents, lots of analysis to be done. This whole situation is not even over. We'll get a better picture over the weekend of how bad the damage really is. And it's significant. And hopefully Japan's still an island by the time we get the market open on Sunday night. it might crack in two and fall into the ocean. Crazy. But again, you take a look at these S&Ps, and to me, yeah, it was a nice reversal day. We were down, but we came back. Again, these S&Ps, we got to take out, in my opinion, 1330, 1335. But again, as far as the numbers that came out, we did have plenty of them. Canadian unemployment number was weaker. Unemployment rate ticked up to 7.8%. But of course, dollar Canada collapsed. It was up, and then it collapsed. What a joke. Didn't even get through 98, really. Tried. But as far as in Asia last night, certainly the data was pretty good. Chinese industrial production up 14.1%. CPI a little bit hotter, 4.9. PPI hotter at 7.7. Retail sales a little bit weaker at 15.8. Fixed asset investment better. But again, how can you believe the number? But 14.1 on the industrial production number, pretty impressive, I must say. But even so, boy, I'll tell you, everyone's going to want Australia's stuff now, huh? Maybe that's why it rallied so much. I think the stock market ripping was one of the main reasons, but certainly when you talk about technical formations, the outside candle on that one looks phenomenal. Maybe now we're going to break it out. Break it down to break it out. Find it hard to believe, but especially given the uncertainties around the world, that they're going to do that, but you never know. Just, we're up so much. The yens, people. Who gave you the call? Oh, baby. Unfortunately, we gave most of it back. Sucks. I'll tell you, this was turning out to be an amazing day, and then just, it got the turnsters. Everything turned to, you know what? But as far as the other numbers that came out, German wage prices up 1.4%, a little bit higher. Industrial production out of London, PPI input out of London up 1.1 versus 1.4, so that's pretty good. No inflation there. No need to raise rates there. And again, the Canadian employment numbers weaker. U.S. retail sales, some estimates had it at 1.2% headline, but the one I'm looking at was at 0.8, so mixed number. Again, gasoline sales, though, more of a driver, and Michigan sentiment at 68.2, weaker. They are coming to some sort of an agreement in the Eurozone. They didn't tell us what agreement it was. It's almost like Fridays. It's so easy to manipulate the market. I mean, nothing really happened in the EU summit that I saw. But the euro just ripped. Cable, I mean, we're going to look at some of these charts. Let's take a look. Quick show today. All smart people move to Toronto. Let me tell you something. East Coast, California, just it's not a good time to be by the coastal cities. I mean, I'm getting out of Miami, people. I'm gone. Like the wind. End of this month, I'm gone. Moving. I made my final decision today. Done. I'm not joking. I've had 5 great years in Miami. Very happy. I'm out. Hit the bid. All right. Looking at crude. Continues to sell off here. And again, you would think, though, that crude is coming in, yes. But you know what? Japan's going to need a lot more. They're losing all their nuclear power. 30%, I believe, of their energy needs. Natural gas, yes, but crude too. U.S. economy is doing just fine, thank you, supposedly, right? China industrial production is higher. Trade balance, they're saying it was a seasonal one-off. So, again, looking crude, I tell you, we get down to this 96, 98 level, that's where I want to be long. Gold continues to, in my opinion, not act so great. Sold off late in the day. Still think we get down to that 1393 zone. And I'll tell you, people are going to have to raise cash. I mean, seriously, when in your lifetime have you seen this many natural disasters in a couple of months? I mean, come on. New Zealand. We're looking at Euro Sterling here. Broke out to the upside. Absolutely. Yeah, nice little hammer. Bullish engulfing. Sorry, still sick. I can't believe I got a relapse. Different kind of relapse, though. More of a head cold. Anyway, nasal, as you can all hear. Looking at this euro sterling, it looks pretty good to me. But let's go to the dollar index first. The Dixie. Man, I need a drink. What a freaking day. Break it out to break it down. Well, it was looking so freaking pretty. It didn't get there, though. You know, if this would have been an outside candle, I would say that's it. Oh boy, sayonara, good night. But I still need this Dixie to take out 50. We take out 50, we'll take out this whole little uptrend. You can make a case for here. Sorry. There. But I guess you can make a case also for here. But 77.50, we couldn't get through it. But it's not over. And I think, again, part of the reason why the dollar rallied is there was no panic. Everything was just fine. Looking at the euro-dollar chart, well, obviously it's trading 39.06, almost an outside candle. Flip it around, it's the opposite euro-dollar. To me, again, if you do your Fibonacci for the retracement, it could get higher. And I think, that, again, with the stock market, I remember, usually the stock market down on Friday, up on Monday. Up on Friday, down on Monday. So this retracement level, 139.30, it might get through, but, you know, this 39.50 level to me is big. And as impressive as this is, and it is very impressive, it could be one of these. But as impressive as this move is, because I do agree today was very impressive. I got killed in the euro. But I'm still not convinced. It's got to take out some levels. Dollar yen, you know, we went home long all the yens again. Short all the carry trade yens. No dollars, only yens. I truly believe this dollar yen is going to collapse. Gartman's been the biggest bull of the yen, a bear of the yen, bull of dollar yen, and he's calling for 75. I concur. And the chart looks gorgeous. Talk about an outside candle, too. Took out the high, took out the low. And we're getting close. Should we take this out? Bounce right off it. I know it doesn't look like much to some of you, but it is. They do channel line trading in Japan. And again, we're getting so close to this whole uptrend channel. We have our whole wedge here. Boom! They're going to smack this sucker. I think Dahlia can be down 200 pips on Sunday, 300 pips. I know it sounds crazy, but I just think that they're going to need so much money to rebuild. It's going to be in the hundreds of it's going to be over $100 billion, I think. Did you see some of the video? Insane. Crazy. Dollar Swiss, really nowhere. Euro Swiss made a nice rally. Dollar Swiss, yeah, look, couldn't take out the high. Couldn't take out this high here. Closing below. Didn't close, but took out previous day low. So they broke a little bit of an uptrend channel. But still, in my opinion, it doesn't look that bad. I want to see it close below 92.30, you know, in this zone here. And then it's toast. Dollar Canada. Monster reversal day. Got up to my 98 and I chickened out. Look at that. I got piggish. I thought it was really going to break out even more because Loonie Yen was tremendous today. Listen, Loonie Yen was still down nicely on the day. Loonie Yen down over 70, 80. Ridiculous comeback, but look at this dollar Canada. I just don't buy it. Maybe. It's a nice outside candle. Maybe they drill it now. Japan, you know, the idea, I guess, is that commodity currencies are going to benefit tremendously because Japan's going to need all their stuff to rebuild. You know, New Zealand, to me, looks the most constructive. I mean, this thing never even took out the lows. During all that hoopla, it never took out the lows. Amazing. So this one, to me, like I've said before, I would be long this one. It's in a range. Maybe it could pop up. But you want to see this candle. This is scary. Aussie dollar. Oh, boy. Wow. Talk about taking out the lows, and we broke the whole thing. It was broken, busted. I was in denial all day. Aussie yen killed me. I was up so nicely in all these. Oh, crazy. Aussie yen, though, Aussie dollar, monster outside day. Is it finally going to do it? I don't think so. Again, we still got to clear the tower. If we clear the tower, fine. Last I checked, they had cyclones and they got their own problems too over there. And then, of course, the piece de resistance, the most gorgeous-looking hammer you'll ever see. It don't get no better than that. I mean, look at that hammer. Now, just because you have hammer, remember, you got to have bullish engulfing, if then. So just because you have a hammer, you got to take out the highs. You got to have bullish engulfing. So could cable bounce up to 61.50? Sure. You know, the euro bounce up to that 39.40, 39.30? Sure. But, so we're definitely going to get some more dollar weakness. And this should have follow-through, but how much? I say it's busted. I say the stock market's busted. And the rally today in the S&P still, we're ways away from any confirmation that we're going through another bull phase up, dollar phase down, you know? Let's take a look at this. I mean, you look at some of these candles, they're sick. You look at this Aussie yen. Crazy. Oh, baby. Oh, help me. Nuts. I mean, this thing was so busted. Sell, 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 and rip in your face. Love it. All right. It's Friday. Team. It was a decent week. Unfortunately, we ended on a low note. But hopefully you took the yens home with me. And we get a nice little gap down in our face instead of a gap up. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye-bye. So, again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Remember, on Fridays, I don't do the trade recs. No need to. So that's why I get to leave a little early. If you have any questions, feel free to email info@globalfxradio.com. Andrew Spanton. What a roller coaster day. Holy crap. The only voice you'll ever need. Have a great weekend. Get rested up because volatility in the house. The only voice you will ever need who truly loves to make you money. Those yens with some call, huh? Bye-bye.